you. Whether you're watching this video, morning, noon, night, evening, whenever you're watching it, please, in the comments, type replay for me. Please share this out. As you can see, the topic is, there's just something about that smile. Something about that smile. And I saw a post today, and it had a quote from Robin Williams, and we all know who Robin Williams was. Have you ever seen any of his movies? You would laugh and laugh and laugh. He always made you laugh. But nobody could see the hurt, the pain, all that stuff that was hidden behind his smile, behind the comedy that he did, the times that he made us laugh. And when I saw this quote today, it made me think about something. And it was, the quote from Robin Williams was, all it takes is a beautiful smile, a beautiful fake smile, to hide an injured soul, and they will never notice how broken you really are. That really spoke volumes, because sometimes, a lot of times, people are hiding pain behind a smile. You know, and you be like, oh, look at that smile, they're so happy, they have all these things, and they should have everything they ever wanted, and they should be good. But you don't know the pain that some people feel behind a smile. Robin Williams smiled all the time. He made us smile. He made me laugh so hard. You know, every time I watch this movie, I can watch this movie tonight, and I'll be there rolling, because he was good at what he did, and he was good at faking a smile. He was good at hiding depression. And depression is such an untouched subject in a whole lot of areas, because a lot of people are depressed, but they don't want to speak about it. They don't want to tell people about it because of what people will say, what they would think about them. So they hide it behind a smile. I did it for so long. I hid my depression behind a smile. I was depressed. I was smiling. I was laughing. I was still working. I was still doing the day-to-day things, but sometimes it was hard to get out of bed. Sometimes it was just, you just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to do anything. I was just depressed. And at one point during the depression, and it wasn't an overnight thing either. It was a long bout with this. And I remember at one point in my depression, I turned to food as an outlet to try to get some relief from it. So I turned to food, and then I gained weight, and I was even more depressed after I gained the weight, and I would look at myself and get depressed, and so it was just like me digging myself into a black hole, and I couldn't talk to anybody about it, because I was supposed to be this strong person, because I was supposed to have it together, because I was supposed to, because I was supposed to be strong in the word, and you know, you're supposed to know the word. I knew the word, and I was learning more about the word, but it was just that innerness that was so broken, and that was so dark, and it caused me to spiral down into a depression that I was trying to fight to come out of, but that fight was so hard for me, because I didn't have nobody to talk to. And it was hard. It was really hard. So sometimes you will see somebody smiling, and if you accidentally see that mask come off, and that person breaks down, and you don't know why, or they tell you that they're in depression, and the first thing out of your mouth should not be, why are you depressed? What you got to be depressed about? They will shut down and go back into that hole, because people are trying to find somebody to talk to, some kind of outlet that they can get free of this thing. And sometimes freedom costs, and it shouldn't cost them their life. It shouldn't cost them to keep hiding. It shouldn't. It should not. We should be there to embrace them, to help them through it, because I needed someone to talk to. I needed someone to help me through it. And I didn't need nobody judging me. I didn't need nobody saying, why you depressed? I didn't need nobody looking at all the outer things that I had, and oh, you got this and you got that. Things I could care less about. It's that inner peace that people need, because a lot of, I know people that have the best of the best, that are dressed in they got the red bottoms, and they got the Coach bags, and they got the Louis Vuitton, and they got the Mercedes, and they got the 6-bedroom house, and are so depressed. Why? Because they're trying to have all these things to try to help them out of depression, but that don't help you out of depression. It doesn't. And people on the outside are looking in and thinking that you got it all together, and you really don't. Depression doesn't care how much money you have. Depression doesn't care what color you are. Depression has no boundaries. It'll latch on to whoever it tries to latch on to. But people are so afraid of telling people that they are depressed because of the rejection, because of the criticism, because of the judgment. And we shouldn't be either one, especially if you've never been there. So it's hard for people to pull off that mask, and they hide it with that beautiful smile. They hide it with a hug. They hide it with, how you doing, girl? I'm good, praise God. They hide it with those selfies. We see a lot of selfies, but we don't see what's going on behind that selfie. We don't see the depression. We don't see the abuse. We don't see any of that because it's hidden. And it's time for things like that to stop being hidden. It's time for people to not be able to come out and get free of it. And that's where I want to reach people, because God is so funny. He chose me of all people to help somebody out of something like that. And I know all too well how somebody feels about it. And especially this time of the year, people get depressed for so many reasons. Maybe they don't have a job, or can't do for their kids like they want to, or lost somebody, or, people go through a whole lot during this time of the year. And that's the time we really have to be with them, because, people can say all they want to, or they can just get over it. Those 2 words right there, get over, 3 words, get over it. Stop telling people that. Please stop telling people that. If they're going through something and you keep telling them get over it, just think about yourself. Think about yourself for a minute. Think about if you were going through something, or when you were going through something and you needed somebody so bad, and that person that God sent to you helped you out of a situation that you didn't know how you were going to get out of, and you knew it was God sending them. But what if that person didn't come, or were not obedient? Or what if they came and not did what God told them to, and told you to just get over it? Or, girl, God will make a way. We need to get to the place where we don't just be all talk, but we need to start doing. We need to start doing the things that God wants us to do. And we're supposed to be just like Him. We're supposed to look like Him. We're supposed to do the things that He did. And we're not supposed to keep turning a blind eye at things, or just brush things off and go to our homes and just be all cozy and all happy. God wants us happy. Yeah, He wants us happy. But if you know someone is going through something like that, depression or something like that, call them. Tell them you love them. Do what you can for them. No, you're not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychiatrist. No, we're not. We're not a doctor. We're not anything like that. But an I love you goes a whole long way. A hug goes a real long way. Stopping by the house. Girl, I just stopped by to just tell you I love you. You don't always have to tell somebody why you stopped by. God might put on your heart to do something for them. he might tell you to buy a little keychain or something like that, and you don't know why you're buying that keychain, or you don't know why God told you to go over their house. I remember a story I heard. Her name is Pastor Sarah. She's from Jersey, and she told a story of when she was just at her rock bottom, not materialistically. She had the money, she had the mink coat, she had all that, but in here, and she lived in a penthouse, and she was getting ready to jump, and God sent somebody that knocked on the door, and it changed her whole life. So we don't know why we're sent somewhere. We don't know why. Get out that bed, and if God told you to go pray for somebody, get out the bed. You can go to sleep later. And if God told you to go to the grocery store and bless somebody with grocery, and they got a $300,000 home, and you say, why I gotta buy them groceries? No, go do it. You don't know what's going on in that house. We need to be more sensitive to God and less about ourselves. Because I know how much it meant to me when I finally got that release, when I finally came out of depression, when I finally felt like I could breathe again, when I finally got out of that dark place and I could finally see some light. I know what it feels like. I don't want to go back there. I don't. And I want to help other people to come out of that place. Because I know what it feels like, y'all. I know the times that I sat in my room, in that dark, dark room, didn't want any lights on. I know the times that I felt like didn't nobody love me. Even though my mom would say, I love you. But I felt like nobody loved me. I felt like I was in this world by myself. I felt like that. And then you start getting all these thoughts. Don't nobody love you. Why go on with your life? Your life don't mean nothing. I had these thoughts. And I was so scared to tell people these things. I was so scared to let people in on the inside. So I just kept this. So that they wouldn't go past that smile. So that they wouldn't ask me no questions. So they wouldn't say, what's wrong with you? So they wouldn't say, why are you depressed? So I kept that wall up, and that wall was my smile. But I was feeling so hurt inside. I was broken. I was wounded. I was... So just because you see a smile doesn't mean that it's a true smile. Sometimes it's a smile to hide so that you can't see what's inside. So that's why we need to pray for one another. That's why we need to take our time, of our precious time, of our 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Just pray for somebody. Pray for your sister. Pray for your brother. Pray for your mom. Pray for your neighbor. Pray for the person down the street. Pray for the person that's working with you. You don't know what's on that person's mind. I remember when I worked for this fast food place. And this girl, she had, she was going up and down with her husband or whatever. And this particular morning, God spoke to me and told me what was going on in her life. And I obeyed God. Because I didn't know what her mindset was. I didn't know if she had it. So it's so important to just obey. It's so important to just tell somebody I love you. It's so important to just give somebody a hug. It's so important to stop just thinking about ourselves and going about our day, thinking about our home, our children, our family, all this, our. It doesn't take long to just say, God, whatever's going on, if something's going on, God bless this, but God bless this home, God. It doesn't take long at all. And if God tells you to pour something in someone's life, if he tell you to give somebody a 20, if he tell you to give somebody a $100 bill, don't say, God, why you want told me to give them 100. God, why should I give them a 20? Why don't they go to work? Why don't they do? You don't know their story, and you don't know what's behind that smile. Just do it. Just do it. Because if you were on the other side, you would want somebody to just do it. I remember when all these people started losing their job in corporate America, and some of them had to get on food stamps for the first time in their lives, and they were making 6 figures and more a year, and all of a sudden, all their money was gone. And they had to depend on food stamps for the first time. How do you think they felt? But now they know how. Because it's stereotypical to say they just need a job. It's people with jobs that still need it because they're not making enough. We need to stop judging people where they are and start helping them out of where they are. Yes, it's people that don't want to get out of where they are. I understand that. But it's not everybody. So stop. Stop judging people. Stop putting them down for where they are. Stop doing that. We need to start lifting one another up. Let's do that. How about that? Let's lift each other up. Up. Not down. Because you don't know how far down somebody else already is. That's why I can't stand these kids that's bullying in school. The little girl that killed herself last month? Because she couldn't take it no more. 9 years old. We need to start building ourselves up and keep our children built up. We don't know what they go through at school. We don't know. We need to start taking out the time to know each other. We need to start taking out the time to just hear from God. God, is there anything going on in anyone's life that I know? Just take out the time and start saying, God, is there something behind that smile that she got? Is it something behind that smile that he has? Is it something that I can do for them? Is it something that I can do and say? Take out some time for someone else, especially around this time of the year. Especially. God might tell you while you're in Walmart, pick up that gift for somebody. Don't stop saying, why, Lord? Everything ain't your business. What is your business is just obeying God. We need to stop letting everything be our business too. If somebody wants to pour their heart out to you, it's not your business to go share it with somebody else. Girl, she's smiling, but she going through. That's not your business to go do that. Now you violated that trust between the person that is trying to get healed, and now they're hearing it from somebody else. Girl, I heard what you're going through. That was not even for them to know. We need to stop doing that too. Keep your mouth closed. Keep it closed. If somebody's trusting you enough to share with you, why are you sharing it with somebody else? Things that people tell me don't go nowhere. Nowhere. Because God is trusting me enough to say that he trusts me that I won't violate that trust that someone is putting in me. I have to answer to him, not you. So I pray that this live helps someone somewhere. So please like and share it so someone else will listen to it. Someone may need this. Someone may have a smile that they're hurting and broken inside, and they just want a release. A release. And if you're that person, you can reach out to me through Messenger. You can text me. I don't care about text message. You can text me. Just reach me on Messenger. I will give you my number. You can email me at godsmasterpiece2018 at gmail.com. Just reach out to me. I am here for this, for you. I'm here. I am here. So, praise God for everybody that watch, everybody's going to watch. I love you all. Y'all have a blessed morning, noon, night, evening, whenever you're watching this video. I love you. God bless you.